This is what. Okay. Now you can see for I in L. Okay, and then what we're going to here if I what guys mod 2 equal to 0. This is what the thing is. Can you see now? It has squared what the all list all the elements who is like even number. So what about what will happen here? Like it will just it will start looking to each and every element from the list. It will take the first element, that is 1. It will send it to if it is even, if it is satisfying the condition, then it will send it to this expression, otherwise it will skip it. Again it will take the second element. It will, if it is satisfying this particular condition, then it will send it to I multiply by I, otherwise it will skip it. Okay, so in this way this entire comprehension works. So do you have any question in this? Any question? Safa, can you just
Sir, you said it should be square. So I was just thinking I to the power 2 would be like the thing expression. I mean, instead of I to the power I thought it would be I to the power 2.
like this?
Yes.
This is I multiply by 2. If you want
Acha.
to write power 2, then you will have to write 2 stars.
Yes, yes. So is
So
this
this is also okay, and this is also okay. Both are like same, right?
how this is same? Because like I like
Okay, let me give you a simple example. Uh, Tell me the square of 4
for 16
and tell me 4 multiplied by 4.
four fours are 16. Yes.
Take another example and solve it again. 3
Sorry,
square. 3
3
3
square.
double star 2 is 3 raised to
Uh-huh.
2. That is 9.
Correct.
And 3 multiplied by 3 is again 9.
Correct.
Right? So this is this the same as square?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
Correct, correct. I got it.
Yeah. Okay. So what? Let me copy the code of Safa here. So you are having this code, right, Safa? Let me just. This is the code, right? And you are getting an error. What is the error? So you're trying to multiply the two list. How it is possible, Safa? Have we learned the operations of multiplication of two list? So X will be list, right? X will return list. Safa, X will return list, right? Let me print it. Print X. Can you see the result? It is returning list, right? And you are multiplying this list with the another list. So how it is possible? We never see, right, the list multiplication. We need to multiply what? The element, right? So that's why you can see clearly see like can't multiply sequence by non-int type list. We cannot multiply two list. Okay. So you need to write here itself I multiply by I, and then there is no need to write this third statement again. We are trying to reduce the statement and you are increasing the statement. So for getting it, do it there itself. Praful, can you put your code in here? List is not callable. That means you are calling this as a function. Vishal, let me take your code. For I, where is in Vishal here? Now you will get the result. Vishal, you missed in. Okay, Vishal, yeah, no problem. Praful, your is like, so it will do the square of every number. Praful, what is the problem here? Do you have any question in this? Praful, what I need to check there? There is no error. No, no, Praful, can you rerun it again, please? Can you please share this?
Hello, sir. Audible me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Please give me the access, no? Share. Share access.
Yeah, Deepak, sorry, I can see Praful your screen. So list object is not callable. Can you execute that again, Praful? Or what you can do is, see here, remove that print last wala statement. Execute it now. Okay, and then now in the next cell print it. Add one more cell, add one more cell and print it. Print new list. In bracket, yeah, new list. Execute it. So something is wrong at your list. And Mm, okay, do one thing. Restart your kernel. Go up, check kernel option there. No, no, not there. In that this only. Kernel. Can you see the kernel option above? Just see the menus, right? File, edit, view, insert, kernel. Yeah. Restart, restart, restart. Come down and execute 35th cell. Yeah, that one. Execute that. Yeah. Something you did in the previous code, that's why it was not, executing. Now the syntax is for I mod what? I mod 2 equal to. You missed 2 there in the expression. If I mod 2, why print equal to? Praful, why print equal to? It should be in print statement, right? Yeah, execute it. Again, see, this is what causing the problem. You did print equal to, that's why. So again, restart the kernel and execute that cell.
Sir, one more thing is here new list is equal to I double star two. It will be right.
Yeah. No, no, double star 2 or maybe I multiply by I. That is also okay, right? Now Praful, see, your P is not now in the memory, right? You have to define P. Execute second cell. Yeah, that one there P is exist, right? And now execute the first one. Yeah. Now you can stop sharing screen. Is my screen is visible, guys, to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh, this is called a list comprehension. Now let me just go ahead and talk about you know some other, like this is again subtopics of list comprehension. Let's talk about uh, functions and okay, so write down, guys, anonymous function. The next topic is anonymous function. This is again a part of, like, we will be using this list comprehension with more with another example, but this is kind of the related topic, that is uh, anonymous function. This will be asked if you are like seeking for interviews and other stuff, then this will be asked in the exam. or maybe in the interviews. Uh, what is anonymous, guys? Do you know what do you mean by anonymous?
That which is not
It's
known.
yeah, which is unknown, right? That means there is no name for function. Function without name is called anonymous function, and we can define such kind of function using what? Lambda keyword. Okay, so this is what the anonymous function is. Let us understand the syntax of lambda function. Okay, so let me just write down here. With lambda function, variable equal to lambda variable list and expression. Can you see here? It's a variable, simple variable equal to lambda is the keyword, and then variable list may be like we will have different types of variable here, and only one expression is here. So write down the note here. Okay, we can have any number of, you know variables, any number of variables, but we can have only one expression. We can have only one expression, that's it. Okay, so uh, this is the simple rule in anonymous function, guys. So let us understand what I'm trying to tell. Okay, so I have written one simple code, guys. Can you see that code here? What this code is? Can anyone tell me what this code is? What this code is doing? It's doing what? Square of 20, right? It's doing square of 20. So square of given number. Okay, but can we, this is a normal way of writing this particular function, as this is not, is this an anonymous function, guys? Is this a normal function? It is not an anonymous function, right? It is simple normal function. Let's write it with using.
Sir, I have a question here. When you are writing print square 20, are you calling?
Mhm. Yeah, here we are calling that function, right? In print statement we are calling that function. It will go up, it will return the value, right? When we execute this, it will give us the result, right? 400. How this is going to happen? We will call this function. This 20 will be assigned to n.
Uh,
N multiplied by n is set to 400, and it will return that function. So instead of this entire function, it will return 400, and this 400 will get printed on the screen.
okay.
Okay,
Yes.
this is what the power is. This is what the function is. Okay, let's write the same function using what? Anonymous function. Okay, so a is equal to, okay, I'm writing lambda, and then tell me how many parameters this function is accepting. How many parameter this function is accepting, guys? Only one. So write down here one parameter, and then write down what operation we are doing here: n multiply by n. So write down here n multiply by n. That's it. Okay, this is the way we are writing the anonymous function. You understood, guys, how this function we have written here in a single line? This is the, or we can say this is the replacement of this particular function.
So as
This
far
is the
as
replacement.
so
Yeah.
as far as I could understand, here you are not defining the function. You are just, I mean, using that lambda and just whatever output we want that you are providing.
Right. So now just try to understand, like we have written this. Just forget about this. Okay, forget about this, guys. Just try to understand this function we have written in this way. Okay, any question here? Now let's how to call it. How to call it? Okay, so a of, so here how we have called this particular square function 200, right? Like, sorry, 20. So here a of what? 20. That's it. This is how it is going to print. Now let me just write this in a another cell so that you will understand how we are going to write the anonymous function. Can you see the same output again? Here a will act as a function. Now this is variable, this is not the function name, this variable, and inside that we are passing the parameters. This parameter will be assigned to this n will be sent to this particular expression, and whatever the output will have will be stored in this particular a variable. Let's understand another thing. Okay, for example, I want to write a program to add four numbers using lambda function. Okay, so how I'm going to write that? Four numbers I need to add, right? So let us say a addition or sum is equal to lambda. How many numbers I need to add, guys? Can you tell me how many numbers I need to add? Okay, so here how many parameters? Four parameters, right? So let's write this four: a comma b comma c comma d. Four parameters will be adding, and then the expression will be a plus b plus c plus d. Okay, and then this is what the function we have written, and then let's pass some values to it: 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Now can you see 10? This 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 will be assigned to a b c d, right? And then it will be adding all these numbers. I'm giving access to everyone, guys. If you have any questions, you can talk. Please do not disturb, but otherwise I need to change the access again.
So, Professor,
Yes, tell me.
yes, I'm still a little bit confused. What's the main purpose of the lambda function?
Yeah. So lambda is just an anonymous function. Okay, we can write it anywhere. Okay, like we don't have to define the function and then call it, right? So we can just write at that particular place and we can have the output. So basically if you see, like, this is what the function is, right? We have written that and then we called it, right? So here,
Mhm.
suppose this particular function is a complex function. It may take like more than 10 to 15 lines. Then this approach is good. But if we have less number of lines, a small logic, right, then we can use lambda function at that particular place. So instead of writing function somewhere and calling it somewhere, we can just do that in that particular line only, and then we can access it. This is the one thing. Another thing you can see, like this particular function is having what? A particular name, right? Square. So we can use this square anywhere. Okay, in your entire file. For this particular function we don't have any name. The lambda itself is representing that this is what the function is, and we can pass the parameter to the function using what, this variable name. This is a variable, this is not the function. Okay, we haven't defined def a something. This is a
Okay.
simple variable, and we are passing the numbers to this particular variable. Here also you can check, right? This is a simple variable we use to store the result, right? But in that variable, what we are doing, we are passing some parameters as an input, and then it will send these parameters, these values to these all parameters, and it will do the addition. Here what the advantage is, the result is also stored in the same, and we use that result variable to call that particular function, right? This is what
Mhm.
the advantage of the lambda function. This is not the only advantage, but with lambda we can use map, reduce, and filter function to makes programmers life easy. That is again another very important feature for lambda function.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Any other question, guys, for lambda?
Sir,
Yeah.
Yes.
when we write summation for a normal, using a normal function, we put sum equal 0, and then in some way we put sum equal sum plus, for example, I, if we use iteration. But in lambda, we don't use sum equal.
Yeah, maybe we can write that logic here, okay, after quote. But here are some parameters we can just use.
Yeah, I get that for this
Yeah.
for this code, but if we use for, we can place it where in, in using lambda.
Yeah, like complex operations, it will be difficult for us to write the lambda, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But if we have like a small number of lines, and we need to do that quickly somewhere in the code, middle of the code, then we can do that lambda. Like, see, as we are learning data science, right? So there may be our need to just access the entire column, right? Suppose
Mm-hmm.
we are having millions of rows in a particular data set, and
Yeah.
we need to multiply a scalar value, for example, 5 to every value of a particular column, right? So
Okay.
we will use lambda function there to just that function will go to each and every value of that column, and then multiply that with the 5, and then we'll get the result. So this is what the use of lambda. Quickly we can use that lambda, and our task is done, kind of approach we can follow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that we are going to see definitely when we'll see like numpy, pandas, and other stuffs. But this is what the actual use of lambda function.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks. Get that.
Okay, any other question?
Okay,
Sir,
Amit,
can we?
Yeah,
Hello.
Pankaj. Yes. Yes, go ahead.
Sir, can we perform the all arithmetic operation using the lambda function in one program?
uh, like we will have only one expression. This is what I have written previously, right?
Okay. Means at
Only
a
one
time
operator.
only.
Yeah,
Thank you.
we can have multiple parameters, but we will have only one expression. So you can write any expression, like for example, you can do here minus, right? You can do here multiplication, that is also okay, but that does not make sense, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Sir,
so
likewise, I suppose I want to perform addition when I want to perform the multiplication, which means we
mhm.
are using the different parameter, passing the different parameter. So is it possible?
like not here, but we need to write the separate function for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Pankaj, go ahead.
And also we can use the program like for some, like we want to for some for first 10 natural number without putting
Hmm.
a b c d like 10 times.
Hmm.
We can use on single way.
Like 10 natural numbers.
Yeah, but without putting the parameters 10 times, a b c d e f g.
Yeah, we can. Like, you remember range function?
Yes.
So here in n we will be passing, for example, you know, let me just bring that thing on the screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, yes. Jupyter skin, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So okay, now is it visible?
Yes.
Can you see here, like, we have written one range, right? And
Yeah.
that is in x. Okay. And now each and every value will go to this lambda, and then we are multiplying it. You're getting this?
Sir, could you please repeat once more?
Yeah,
Just
definitely. So
let us understand.
yeah, definitely. So you remember, like, we have seen list comprehension,
Yes.
right? This is the expression now. Okay, this is the entire thing is expression. And then, this is what our sequence. So range function will generate what, 0 to 9 numbers. Are you agree with this?
Yeah.
So it will take first 0 in x, right? Then it will send this x to lambda function. Then it will send it to 0 multiplied by 0. That is what? 0 again. Again it will pick the next number, that is 1. It will send 1 to x. Again this x will be sent to this lambda function, right? Then 1 multiplied by 1 is what?
Sir, I've understood, but except that X which you have just removed.
Which one? This one, right? So
There was
this will,
another X, yeah.
yeah. So can you see, like, when I removed that particular x, then it was printing what? This. That means this is the object. Okay, lambda itself is a object, guys, because you remember, like, we used to save that in a particular variable, and then we need to print that. So instead of printing this object, we are converting the value into a solid number. Okay, this x will be now, after printing the, after multiplying, this x will be in this. Okay, and then we'll get the result here. You can see, right? So what it means, suppose I remove this, then definitely it will send this x to here in lambda function. It will calculate the square, but the result in the lambda object, that means in the function itself, the result is the function itself. Okay, we don't want that object, we want the solid number, right? And that number we are actually acquiring using this isolation. This is called isolation, guys. Okay, what it means, like, we are actually taking that x from that object and we are trying to display it. Okay, so this is what the thing is. So this is quite we can say the advanced list comprehension. We'll learn that, okay, in upcoming sessions. Like, we'll be using numpy, pandas, we'll be handling columns, right? With the different functions, we'll be multiplying the entire column with with the help of another function. At that time you'll understand that. But for now, you just try to understand, the x will be from this particular for loop. This x will throw in the lambda function. The lambda will calculate the result and it will convert that result into proper number. Okay, and then we are displaying that number.
So this x could be any variable if we
No,
want.
no, no. We X is X only because we
No,
are referring X here, right?
so I can't use any other variables instead of x here in this
But
expression.
everywhere you have to use X, other variable.
Okay, okay.
You can use any, right? You can use any, but everywhere you have to use what? The other variable.
Sir, not understood.
What? Not understood this one?
Yes, sir. X, if we can use I.
Yeah, yeah, chalega, no problem. Let's use I.
No, sir, here for I in range.
No, no, no. It will never understand then where to send the result, right?
Okay, sir.
So
Okay, sir.
let's, yeah.
Range is a predefined function.
Yeah, range is the predefined function
From
that
which library
generates
we
a
are using this?
no library for range. It's an inbuilt function in Python. We learn that. We learn different variations of this.
Yes, sir, understood.
Yeah. Okay.
It mean lambda. It work with for loop and while loop also,
Yeah, it can
and
work in
also
while
if.
loop also. Yes. Lambda is just a function we are defining, guys, right? We are just defining the function and we are providing the values from this particular list. Okay. So this each and every value will be assigned to X. X will again go for calculation and it will generate some number and these numbers are the result itself. Okay. So do not get, or do not worry about this particular thing. Definitely you are in the like very initial phase of learning all this looping and all. So you'll understand that, okay, once you start practicing it, definitely all this syntax will be there in actual numpy pandas libraries. Okay, we'll be learning there also, but try to understand the basic one first, like how the list comprehension works, how the anonymous function works. All right, so next is now what we have seen is lambda. Let's go ahead and understand some variations of, again, lambda. So now, can anyone tell me what is happening here?
It's boolean.
Yeah, can you tell me like what is happening here?
He checked the greatest number from
Right,
this
it checks
three.
what? The
The
greatest
greatest
number from
number
the three
among,
numbers.
yeah.
Yeah. So how it is happening? How it is happening? Simple. You can see lambda, right? A is the result variable. Now we are using this result variable for input. These A, B, C will be your 2, 3, 4 respectively. Are you agree with this? For A, B, C, the values will be 2, 3, and 4. Now
Yeah,
tell me, A, what is this? If A is greater than B, what it means? A is greater than B. Is it correct, guys?
no.
No.
Two, no, that is great than three.
Right. So the condition false here. That means this entire condition will get false because you remember AND operator.
Yeah,
So when one condition is false, then other there is no need to check. This entire thing will return false. Yes or no?
yeah.
So
It
if
should
this is
be true,
false,
true. Yeah, it should be
both
both
should be
true.
true, right? Both should
Yeah,
be true. Then only it will just return A. Otherwise, it will go in which part? Else part.
yeah.
Okay. So it will again check the condition here. Can you see? Like B, if B is greater than C, right? Is B is greater than C, guys?
No,
No. So again it will go in the else part. What it is finding out, it will return what? C. So let's check whether it is returning C or not. Yes, it is returning C. So let me just simplify this for you all, guys. I know you have seen this first time, so let me just write it down in a very simple way. Okay, let's say A is equal to for example x, if if you know x is greater than y, okay, else b, right? So let me define not a b here, it's a y. X is equal to 2, y is equal to 3. Okay, now let us see what is happening here. Can you see the result? Very simple. What is the value of x, guys? It's 2. What is the value of y? It's 3. Right? Let's come here. Now, let's see how it works first. Okay, just forget about x. Right? Now, what is here? If x is greater than y. Is it true, guys? Yes, it is true or false? It's false, right? If it is false, then it will go in else part and print y. It will return y in a. It will return y in a, and we are printing the result. Suppose my x is 12. My x is 12. So can you see now, if x is greater than y, is it true? 12 is greater
Yes.
than 3? Yes. If the condition is true, then it will return x. It will return x. Okay. Now you can see 12. It will return x and will store in a, and then the result is 12. This is called ternary operator, guys. What this is called? Ternary operator. Okay. Any question in this ternary operator? Same here. Same here. I have written this. Okay, I have three numbers. Okay, if a is greater than b, if it is, then it will return a. Otherwise, okay, it will, now here and is there, so it will check both conditions. If both is true, then it will return a. Otherwise, it will return b. When it is going to return b? When this condition is true. If this condition is false, then it will return what? C. Simple way. Okay, this is how the ternary operator works. Okay, with lambda function. This is another variation of lambda, guys. You can use ternary operator using lambda function. Okay, let me just write use.
Hello, Amit sir. I have one question.
Yeah,
Amit sir, practically in a project, why we use lambda? Only for the lesser line of code. That's why we use lambda, or any other perspective to use lambda. Maybe they take less time or they execute fast.
yes. So the execution time for this particular lambda is like very less. That means we called it as complexity. Okay, but if we have some complex operations to perform, right, then we prefer a normal function, right? But if
Yes.
we have like the small task that contains very small expressions, right, then we can go for lambda, because we don't have to occupy the memory, and then that function still remains in the memory, and then it consumes memory, right? And we are using that only one time. In that case, the normal function is not a good option. Instead of that, we can go for lambda. So when we are going to execute, then only it will occupy the memory, and again after some time garbage collector will come, and then it will flush out that particular memory.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
But what happen if we use normal function? Then the instance remains in the memory, right? And
Yes.
in the
Every time they are
program,
available.
yeah, every time there it is available. So garbage collector will never collect that particular memory, right? But for lambda, it always collect that memory, because it is in the form of object.
Correct, sir. Thank you.
Yeah,
If lambda is very important, then how can use for find our Armstrong number?
that is again a
Because
complex, right? If we see like how we can fit all these things in a single line. If you could, then go ahead and use that. Right? In for loop, we can use list comprehension to check, right, if it is there. So we need to check that how we are going to write that using lambda. Let me try that from my side. Let me check.
Please.
Yeah. Okay. What uh, which program you're looking for? Armstrong, right?
Right.
Yeah, Armstrong. So it's in Armstrong, I think we need to cube it, right? And then we need to sum it, and then we need to check it. So for that, I think we need to learn more concepts. Like, have we seen map function, guys?
No. Right. No.
Filter, no, right? So we'll learn that first, and then we'll implement that. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. So let's go ahead, because this lambda comes with three different variations again: map, filter, and reduce. Okay, we'll learn that, and then we will check if we can implement that using this three one. Definitely it is possible, we can use that, but again we need to check how we can do that. uh, so let me bring that topic up. Mm, okay, let me just check this. Can we implement without map? Let me check. Mm, yeah, just a second. Just to, we are cubing it, right? I'm just writing a logic, guys. Just a second. Okay, so whatever the logic we have seen, that will not work. Like that may work in a single in this, but let me just show you one thing. uh, is my screen is visible to you, the new notebook? Okay, let me. Okay, can you see now? Is it visible, the function?
Yes.
So whatever the logic we have implemented, that is not, that will not work here. But let me just write it down here. So let's define a function Armstrong. Okay, Armstrong equal to, then how many inputs we are having, guys, for that? Lambda n. Okay, n will be the input, and then we are checking what, uh, let me do it here. Here 153, so it will return true. Oh,
So do we have to put this in quote?
which one? Like no, it's not. But let me restart that kernel again. No, it's I think it should work. It's working. Can you see now? It's very simple logic. Okay, see here what I have done. Simple. Okay, for, what is this? Can anyone tell me what is this? Let's see first for loop. Okay, anyone? What we are doing? Okay, so n is what? 153. Are you agree with this? We are passing n here 153. This 153 will be here, right? In this. So now this is list comprehension. Okay. So in this, what is n here? 153. We are converting this 153 into what, guys? String. Okay. So this is what your 153 now in string. So we are sending every digit from string. So how many digits will be there in 153? 3 digits. That's why first digit is what? 1. So it will send this 1 in digit, right? And it will just send it to here. Then that 1 is in what? String. It will be converted into integer, and then we are doing raised to 3. Simple. Okay, and then we are what? Doing sum of this entire operation, and then we are checking it with the original number. If it is true, then it is going to return true, otherwise it is going to return false. So let me tell you what it will do. Okay, so string str of n, that means it will just convert that 153 into one in this number 153. Okay, now this is string, guys. Yes or no? Let me show it to you.
Yes.
Sir, but
for
sir,
let me just complete it. For I in let's say 153. Okay, and I am just printing I here, printing I. Okay, so you can see here 1, 5 and 3. That means it will take first 1 will be in I, then it is going to print it again 5 in I, and then print it, right? It in this way it will print what? 153. So in this way also, like this particular for loop works in this same way. It will take first 1. Okay, it will send this 1 into digit, then digit will be here. So what is there in the digit, guys? First 1, right? That is in the string. That string will get converted into what? Integer. Then 1 raised to 3. That means what? 1. Okay, again it will sum it. Okay, because sum variable is this sum is the inbuilt function, so it will just remember that one. Again it will go and it will take the next digit, that is 5, right? Then 5 will be here in this particular position. We are converting that into integer. 5 raised to 3 is 150 125. Again it will add this 1 with this 125 using sum function, and it will remember that addition. Again it will go and it will take 3, right? Again this 3 will be in the digit. Again 3 string will be converted into integer. Again raised to 3, right? Again the previous 125 plus 1 is 126, plus 3 cube means what? The 153, again that is 27. Okay, so again this entire result will be 153, and then it will be compared with this n. If this condition is true, then it will return true, otherwise it will return false. Simple. Okay, let me just try 123 and it returns false. This is how it works, guys.
Only for 3-digit numbers, sir. If one number is 4-digit.
Then what you need to do is, like, you have to write a logic here, something. You need to find out the length of that digit. Okay, and then do raised to 3. Let me just do it in this way. Okay, integer of, okay, what you need to do here, length of what? N.
Okay,
Okay,
got it.
understood?
Yeah.
Because if you are having 3 digit, then we are doing what? Cube. If you are having 4 digit, then what we'll do? We will have raised to 4, right? This is
Right.
what the Armstrong number. So you can find out the length here, and then just raise to that particular number. Then you will get that particular result.
But how Python know this is the sum functions? Are you written in the book or?
This sum, right?
Yeah,
This is inbuilt function.
built-in
Python,
function.
yeah, Python is having what? That particular function written.
Yeah, yeah.
It seems interesting.
Yeah, but you should have the um practice in this particular thing, right? Will not be pro in this one, like, without practice. So
Uh,
need to do lots of practice to write this kind of expressions, guys. Okay, any question in this?
Sir, I mean, I'm still not that confident. In
On
this.
this, right? So just forget about this for now. Okay, this is like quite complex expression, we can say. Just forget about this. Try to understand the basic. That's why I'm taking basic, guys, first. Okay, here, if you will be confident on this kind of expression, then definitely slowly you can start writing what? This complex expression step by step. Okay, so there was a question asked by someone, that's why I took this. But you can start working on basic first, and then start step by step advance. Okay. Is it okay? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
Paul, can you put down the error in the chat? Paul. Yeah. So you have to, restart the kernel, Paul. Restart the kernel again and execute this function. Yes, Moin, you are right. And that's why, I got that error B comma C comma D. Okay. You correctly pointed out, Moin, like we can use lambda once in this particular file. Otherwise, if we write two times, then it will take the previous input only. Okay. So you remember, like I got one error here, A, B, and C missing, right? Because we have used lambda here. Okay. That's why it was asking us to, you know, uh, so that's why I need to restart the kernel so that all the memory flushed out and then I started fresh. Okay. So we have, like, let's understand map now. Okay. Or what we can do is, let's take out the let me write it down here, map function. Okay. Okay, can you tell me what this function is doing?
Even number in the list by 2.
Yeah, it will just, double the number, right? It
Yeah.
will just double the number of a given list, like whatever the input will be giving. So uh, but we haven't called this, right? We haven't called this particular function. So let's understand how we will be, uh, suppose I want to apply this function on every element of list. How we are going to do that, guys? Yes. Now
Using
you are
for.
having this list, right? You are having this list. Then I'm having this particular function. I want to apply this double number function on every element of list, so that we'll get the output like 1, 4, 6, and 8, kind of, right? So how we are going to do that? Can we use like this for, I in L, and then we'll apply what double num function here,
Yeah.
and then will be passing this I, right? And then maybe we'll be printing this. Are you agree?
Yes.
Yes.
And we'll get the result right here. So can we do this using another approach of lambda function, that is map function? Okay, let's understand how we are going to do that. So very simple syntax of this particular map is, let me just write down the syntax of this map. Map is there, and in map we'll be having, first parameter is function name, and second is sequence. What do you mean by sequence, guys? What do you mean by sequence?
It's in
List.
This tuple, right?
number. List
Yeah.
tuple is.
So what is my function now? This is double num. Let me just give the function name here. comma. What is my sequence is L. Are you agree? And let's execute this. Can you see now? I am getting what, guys, here? A map object, right? I want actually the value, right? I don't want the object. So let us convert that into list. Let us convert this result into list. I'll explain that definitely. Can you see the result now? What is happening? What is happening? In a single line of code we have done this, right? Instead of writing for loop, because for loop is very time consuming, guys. Complex, it increase the complexity actually. So you can see here I have written map function, right? And I have applied it this particular, function on every element of L. That is what the map is. I have mapped this particular function on every element of L, and then it is giving us the result. Understood this map?
Yeah.
It's very simple, right? We are mapping each and every element with that function. That means we are actually taking every element of that list, we are sending that element to the function, and that function returns the result. This is called map.
Sir, can you please explain once again?
Yes, so here you understood this approach.
Yes, sir.
So what we are having list, we have one function. Now we need to apply, we need to take every element of the list, we need to send it to this function, and this function returns what? The double of that number, right? So this is what we
Yes.
are doing here using for loop. But instead of writing all these things, all for loop and all, can we have a simple map function? That function will take this function name, okay, and this function will be applied it on every element of L,
Okay.
every element of L. Okay, now L's first element is 1, so it will take 1, it will send it to the double num function in X. X is what? Your 1, 1 multiplied by 2 is what? 2. That's why the result is 2.
Okay.
Got
Mean
it?
instead of 4 lines, we are using only single line of code.
Yes, this function should be there, these two things
Okay.
should be there, but
Acha,
instead of
okay.
for loop we were writing
Okay.
this.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay, so Maksud, yeah, definitely we are writing this function name, right? That's why it will go and search for function. This is the task of it, Maksud. It will look for that particular function name. Okay, any other thing about this? Okay, let's understand. Okay, maybe we can stop here today, guys, and we will see filter and reduce function tomorrow. As it is little bit complicated, we will understand that, okay, tomorrow.
Okay. Nice.
uh yes, sure. Let us have some thing here, or let me just, just a second, guys. Okay, guys, let me just upload an assignment here. Uh, so in this file itself, guys, I'm giving the assignment to you. Okay. This is first question. This is second question. Mm, Then the next one is this one.
So define means we need to write a program code, or we need to
Yes.
define.
Now define the list. I have defined the list here. Okay. Here is the list. Now the question is use a lambda function to sort out the names by the length. Use sorted function. Let me just write down here. Use uh, sorted function with lambda. Just try it. If not, then we can just have it. Okay. Tomorrow. Use lambda function with map to compute the square of the number. Okay. Then next is return true if number is even, else return false using map function. Okay. uh, Refer this list. A is equal to 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Now your function should return false true result. Okay, so these are some assignments, guys. You can just solve. Let me upload that on chat. And I'm uploading the same file here also and in the assignment also, because both things are in the same file. And this will not be the compulsory one. Maybe you can just solve it.
Sir, my lambda function is giving error.
What is the error?
I have posted in this chat window.
Yeah, let me check that. Let me just upload it. Can you just check in on the portal, guys, if you can see the file? Okay, Shweta, do you have that? Okay, let me just check. Mm, this is what you're talking, right? Yeah, I'm getting the result. If you just check 153, then this is what the true. Just check this. Okay, let me just copy this and paste it in the chat. Yeah, at the end of this file itself, guys, you're having some questions. Okay, just check and solve it. It's not a compulsory one, but if you want some practice, you can just go ahead and check it. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you so much. Will connect in the next tomorrow. Yeah. Thank you, everyone.